In this video, we're going to talk about what it takes to break 100 in golf, going over some of the scoring and the math behind breaking 100. So when we're playing an 18-hole golf course, we're traditionally going to get 72 strokes to play par golf. So par 72, this means 18 holes, you get 72 shots. If you complete the course in 72 shots, that's par. Now, breaking 100 means that we're still going to complete these 18 holes, but we're going to do it in less than 100 strokes. So we're not good enough yet to score 72, but if we can score a 99, we can at least get down on the low side of 100. We can get out of those 100 plus golf scores for 18 holes. So breaking 100 is pretty much one of the first milestones to getting better at golf. Once we can break 100, we can start working from there to break 90 and then break 80 and eventually get ourselves down into the low 70s where we can start scoring par for a golf course. So to break 100, breaking down the math, if we give ourselves one bogey for every other hole that we play, and then one double bogey for every other hole that we play. So in other words, on hole number 1, if you make a double bogey, then you go to hole 2, you try to make a bogey. Then you can go to hole 3 and make a double bogey, then go to hole 4 and try to make a bogey. So you're kind of rotating every other hole, making either a bogey or a double bogey. So in total, you're going to get 9 total bogeys that you can make, and you're going to get 9 double bogeys that you can make. So a double bogey is a +2, and a bogey is a +1. So when we get 9 double bogeys, that is 9 holes that we score +2 on. So that's +18. If we multiply those 9 holes times 2 extra shots for each of those 9 holes, that's +18. And then if we take those other 9 holes and we get a bogey, which is just +1, so that's 9 times 1 extra stroke, so that is 9 extra strokes for 9 bogeys. So we add that 9 to the 18, that's how we get 27 extra strokes between those double bogeys and those bogeys. So 27 extra strokes above par, so 72 plus the 27 is how we come up with 99. So if we can't shoot 72, we can give ourselves 27 extra strokes or less and still break 100. So in order to get a 99 or less, again, we can get a double bogey on 9 holes and a bogey on 9 holes. And this works out to 27 extra strokes, which will still break 100. So if you make 2 bogeys in a row, for example, then you can make 2 double bogeys in a row on the next 2 holes to balance things back out. So it's an even ratio of 1 bogey for every double bogey. So if you start off making 3 double bogeys right away in your golf round, then you need to get on a stretch of making 3 bogeys to balance things back out. Same if you make a triple bogey. If you make a triple bogey, then you need to go on a couple holes where you just make bogeys for a few holes to balance things back out. Or make a par, for example, to get yourself back ahead of pace. So scoring wise, think about trying to make a strategy when you go out and play the course. So if we're making a bogey on every hole, this means, let's say we're playing a par 4. Normally we would get 2 strokes to get onto the green, and then we get 2 more strokes to putt the ball into the hole to make a 4 on a par 4. But if we're giving ourselves a bogey in this case, well, now we can get on the green in 3 strokes and then take our 2 putts to get in the hole for a 5. So this would be 1 extra stroke called a bogey. So on par 4s, think about giving yourself 3 strokes to get on the green and then 2 putts. We want to keep track of putts when we play our 18 holes. Ideally, we should take 2 putts per hole times 18 holes, so we get 36 putts for an 18-hole round of golf. So if we're keeping track of putts and we notice that we're 1-putting some holes, well, that's going to give us a little bit ahead of schedule to give us an extra stroke on hitting the ball onto the green, or if we have to chip the ball onto the green, it's going to balance out with our putting. So if we start doing really well on the putting side of things, this might help us actually make more pars and more bogeys instead of wasting strokes on the putting green. So try not to 3-putt. 3 putts are going to be wasted strokes that we could be conserving and using to get our ball onto the green with our irons and our wedges instead. So if you struggle to get on the green in regulation, meaning on a par 4 you can't get to the green in 2, that's okay. You can get to the green in 3. Or if we're making a double bogey on a par 4, we can get to the green in 4 strokes and still have 2 putts to get ourselves a 6, which would be a double bogey. So think about the math, think about the strategy when we're playing different holes. If we can give ourselves mentally, set the expectation that we can give ourselves 3 or 4 strokes to get on the green and then try to 1 putt or 2 putt at most to try to get away with making a bogey or a double bogey, depending on how well we get that ball close to the hole when we're chipping on the green or we're hitting our approach shot onto the green. So think about that when we're taking our setup on the driving range. Don't try to hit tee shots, miracle tee shots. Just try to get the ball in play, get the hole going, and then you get a couple strokes after that to try to get the ball down the fairway and get it to the green. So we're not trying to get the ball as far as possible on the first shot. We get 1 extra stroke since we're not trying to make it on the green in regulation. Instead of trying to make it on the green in 2, we're giving ourselves 3 strokes on a par 4 to get on the green, so we can still 2 putt for a bogey. So don't put so much pressure on yourself on your tee shots. Try to hit good, well-centered tee shots that stay pretty accurate, pretty straight. So don't give as much power and lose control. Try to hit nice tee shots, keep the ball in play, and then use those next 2 shots after the tee shot to try to get the ball onto the green. So we can get on in 3 and then have a chance at still maybe making a par. If we 1 putt, at worst we 2 putt, and we walk away with a bogey. And then sometimes we're gonna have 3 putts, which then is still gonna be okay because that's gonna give us just a double bogey at worst. So again, think about each hole, how many strokes you're gonna give yourself to get on the green, how many putts you're gonna get to get the ball in the hole, and that's gonna be your calculated score of what you're aiming for if you're trying to make a bogey or if you're trying to make a 2-stroke over par, which would be a double bogey. Now again, if we have 3 putts in some situations, that's also okay. 3 putts when we're facing a really long putt or far away is better than if we would make a 4 putt or a 5 putt. So maybe that first putt, since we're 50, 60 feet away from the hole, we're just trying to get that ball within 10 feet of the hole. Then we can go up and 2 putt from 10 feet away and still get out of there with just 3 putts, and we might still be at just a double bogey or a bogey on the scorecard. So that's a lot better than if we would hit that first putt way off the green and now we got to chip back onto the green and then we still take 2 or 3 putts from there. So now we just spent 4 or 5 strokes on the green and around the green, and this could lead to a triple or quadruple bogey. So it's better to 3 putt in some situations if we find ourselves super far away from the hole rather than leading ourselves to end up taking 4 putts or 5 putts instead. So 3 putts are okay in some situations when we have long putts, but ideally we want to aim for 2 putts in general on every green so that we can try to just spend more of our strokes using our wedges, our irons, to get the ball down to the green and onto the green. So we don't want to waste strokes when putting. We want to save those strokes for hitting long iron shots to get ourselves down the length of the hole. All right, so that's a creative mathematic way to think about breaking 100. You get 27 extra shots to still break 100. So 27 strokes above par. This gives you the opportunity to make 1 bogey every other hole and 1 double bogey every other hole. So 9 bogeys in total and 9 double bogeys in total to make up that 27 over par. So take this along with the fact that we're trying to 2-putt every hole, and you can surely break 100 if you start planning some strategy each time you go play different golf holes and not put so much expectation and pressure on yourself to make par. It's okay to give yourself an expectation to make a bogey or a double bogey. You'll find that you might actually play better having these lowered expectations and not stressing about trying to play the perfect golf shot to try to still make a par. Because when you try to put pressure on yourself to play the perfect golf shot to still make par, we could end up hitting bad golf shots and end up making a worse score than just playing the safe shot that's going to get us on the green for a bogey or a double bogey. So play the safe shot, take the higher score at a bogey or double bogey rather than trying to play that miracle shot to try to save par, and it could end up going extremely wrong, causing you to end up triple or quadruple bogeying the hole instead. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed today's video, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Share this channel with a friend who plays golf. Let's get more people into the game, learning how to play golf and it'll be more fun for you and your friends if you guys can go out and play better rounds of golf after implementing these different tips in these videos. So I appreciate you being here, giving me some time to watch today's tips and lessons. You can find more about our training programs, our drills, our different practice plans that we have available for golfers to utilize at foygolfacademy.com, which will be linked below in this YouTube video.